Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Dark Domain. I have with me tonight a few new faces, and maybe one or two you might recognize. I don't know yet. Uh, Tonight we are playing The Walking Dead from Free League Publishing, but we did a little bit of putting a spin on it instead of making it like you know current times. Let's make it back in the Wild West, because who loves cowboys and zombies? Like, seemed like fun, right? Fucking YOLO. We ball. Excuse me. My child also gave me the Black Death, so don't mind me.
Oof.
Yeah, coughed and sneezed right in my face and thought nothing of it. I'm like, thanks, buddy. Uh,
Kids.
not the gift that I wanted this week, but it's what I got. So, anyway, as our scene opens, we are placed in Deadwood, North Dakota, during the 1800s, the era of the gold rush. At this point in time, it's a rather decent sized mining town. Nothing too outrageous, but not one of those ones that ghost towned out because there was nothing in the mountains. There's a rather large gold vein on the side of the mountain where most of the people go and work, bringing the gold in to trade during the day. And there are certain people that remain in the town, kind of doing their due diligence and picking up other jobs that are needed. One of those people taking on sort of pseudo sheriff job. Not really wearing a badge, but still kind of keeping the peace and keeping people safe would be Zebediah Winslow. And tell us about Zebediah.
So Zebediah is in his like mid 20s, around 26, 27. He has been doing a lot of pretty much a lot of protecting. His main priority is keeping people around him safe. Um, he's in the past he used to be kind of like a mercenary kind of type where he took on other bands of bandits, always trying to raid the towns and stuff like that. And he settled down in a place that he wants to call home. But he has very short hair, like a stubble beard that he tries to keep best he can. He has on like a bright smile, and he's a little bit not buff, but he's still well toned. He always has a revolver on his right hip, in a holster, and he does have a cowboy hat on.
What I wouldn't pay to actually see Teko in a cowboy hat one day.
One day.
I fuck it. I just might bring one to Gen Con. We ball.
I've got one you can have, or you can borrow.
Yo, let's do this. Bring it. But our camera pans out, taking in the town once more, before slowly coming in on not exactly hospital, but an infirmary of sorts, where a Conrad Buckley kind of shuffles in and out, taking care of ailments and injuries, as TNT and dynamite's not exactly stable, so things happen. And what can we know about Conrad?
Conrad is a man in about his early 30s. He's got a bit of a dark 5 o'clock shadow. His hair is dark brown, and he's got very deep blue eyes. He does have uh, a very it's a healed scar, but it's almost like a stab wound along the inside of his left forearm, and he generally has a very almost soft-spoken nature to him. Comes with the nature of the job to make sure he can bring comfort to folks, especially if they end up missing limbs and the like. So he tries to keep him. He is very level-headed and even-keeled, because despite everything that he has probably seen up until this point, not much shakes him. Not much shakes him these days. So he's able to keep himself composed and at least try his best to serve however he can. All things considered, he's just trying to take care of folks' health out here because out in the Wild West, health was not the greatest.
That's a trait we are definitely going to put to the test.
Oh, I firmly expect that.
It's fine.
Totally fine.
And one of the last, but certainly not most least important things in this town, uh, it's still God-fearing country where education and the church is tied into one another. No, I don't mean 2025. Sorry. Uh, we are in the 1800s. Funny how that works, huh? Oh
Funny.
yeah, Sean.
Funny.
You've never been on this channel. I have a platform, and I'm going to use it to spread the good word. And
Hey,
that's tolerance and separation of church and state.
ah,
But we say a woman going in and out of the rooms, buzzing about. It's one Flora May. And what do we see when we look at Flora?
So you would see Flora May dressed in period appropriate clothing. The attire that she has, her blouses, are textured. They're ruffly. They have interesting patterns to them. They're engaging to the eyes. She does this on purpose because she works with children of all ages because someone needs to take care of childcare while everyone's out, in the mines. And so it keeps them occupied. They poke, they push, they prod at her shirt, but it keeps their hands at least on her instead of in things it shouldn't be. TNT. So she's got that, ruffled shirt, the long skirt. No, children are not playing with TNT. Not on her watch if she can help it. She's got a lot of children, so hey, one or two might slip through. That's why we have the dog. She's got a long skirt on that, is tattered with dust. And she typically keeps her hair, longer and flowy so that way the kids can play with it. Other times it's seen with a bun. Today it's down. And she's got very warm and gentle, yet occasionally piercing brown eyes. And she's got what seems to be endless eye bags. Like she's always tired.
Hmm. Yeah, I remember what that looks like.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now, at this point, Deadwood is a rather successful mining town where many others have, tapped into veins of dried up. There just seems to be an abundance of gold in these mountains that has afforded it quite a bit of growth. General store, a thriving saloon where no one hesitates to come and spend that hard earned money, but also probably why no one ever leaves because they need to go back to the mine so they can come back to the saloon, wash, rinse, repeat. And it proves on the rare occasion to be a bit of a problem where, Zebediah might have to step in and separate some people who've just worked too damn long, come back, and just had too much shine. There's just days like that, and it's fine. But today is quiet. The horses neigh, the carriages rustle as they go by. And I love to see the fear in some people's faces when I say it's quiet. They're like, I've been a player for you. I don't fucking trust you. But
You
it's
cannot
fine.
blame me. You cannot blame me as someone who's worked both in the medical field, the food retail field, and everything else. When you use the Q word, that's always bad.
Oh, so you mean it had nothing to do with Metasaurus?
Listen, that too, but that's
It
different.
is my Mona Lisa.
Your magnum opus.
Yeah, love that thing. But sun blazing down on the valley, things are going normal. but they yearn for the mines.
No.
Hey, that's not what Jack Black taught me, all right?
They yearn for.
But during this day, I imagine each of you kind of going about your jobs, doing that day to day hustle and bustle, when there is suddenly a vibration that shakes the town. And then the sound of explosions come with it. As sometimes that concussive blast hits before any sound reaches. And you guys know that there's only one real place where any kind of explosives are ever taken. And that's to the mine.
Right.
And as this vibration hits, you could all step outside and easily see this pillar of dust and smoke forming this giant cloud off to the west where the trail to the mine actually leads. And it may concern some of you, it may not. But is there any kind of reaction out of any of them?
Flora May would immediately tell any straggling kids, maybe they were going outside to play. Some of them were maybe tending to the garden that she has, like, on the side, trying to teach them useful skills to, like, let's head back inside. Let's get away. But she would sit outside and try to glean information from any people that are running about. If maybe it was a mine accident that happens, it's not normal, but yeah.
As people are kind of hustling and bustling by, give me a wits and scout.
Wits and Scout. Oh goodness. Okay. Bear with me, guys. I have never used this system
Yep,
before.
this is a brand new system for most of us.
Wits and
I've run
Scout.
Alien before, so I have a okay kind of handle on how to do this.
And then, do we have any stress?
Nope,
No. Okay. Right.
not yet.
Oh, it is. If I have 0 stress, it won't. Okay.
So
No successes.
not a single success,
Not a
unless you'd
single
like to
success.
push that roll.
You know what? Sure.
All right. So, all right. Well, you get 3 successes
Okay.
and a panic, and you don't have to worry about that. Uh, I'll make a note. But
That's
all
not
that
good.
means, it's fine. It's fine. Nothing bad could happen in a zombie game. We're all gonna be safe. We're all gonna have a
We're
good
gonna have a
time.
good time. What the
What
Jesus Christ was that?
was that?
But you managed to grab a couple people
Mhm.
and glean some information out of them as they're almost running and dragging horses. Like, there was an explosion in the mines. They're caving. People are stuck.
Okay. So in that case, she's gonna look over and is Zebediah anywhere? Has anyone had any idea where the sheriff is? Is he already run into sight?
The
Um,
what passes for the sheriff other than Zebediah might have been actually down at the mine.
Fun. Yeah. So once he heard that and saw the smoke, he probably would assumed immediately something's off or something went wrong. 'Cause we're not supposed to feel that. So he's going to go grab a horse, but he's stopping by the doctor's office and is going to not kick open the door, but like open the door forcefully. It's like, Conrad, where you at?
Hey, Conrad, who had been looking over some medical records and was like organizing it, like if anybody who had come in the night before needed something, was just kind of organized supplies, says, I was gathering my medical bag. I felt the rumble.
We need to go. Something happened. I don't know what happened.
I'll bring everything. And he packs his medical bag and grabs his he he pauses at his desk, and there's a pistol on it, and he typically is just kind of like, he pauses, but then he thinks better of it and grabs it and puts it on his hip just in case, and then will follow Zebediah out to make his way towards the mines, because if people are stuck or people are injured, they're not going to be able to drag them all the way back to his office to treat. So he's bringing all the supplies he can with him to help treat them out the field.
That is fair.
And you said Flora was going to stop Zebediah when Flora sees him.
I'm sorry.
Flora was looking for Zebediah, or was going to grab him if she saw him.
Oh yeah, if Flora had saw Zebediah, she was going to flag him down. If he wasn't already aware of the situation, make him aware. And if he was already aware of the situation, she would basically poke and prod him like, "What's going on? What happened? Who's hurt?" Like, because these are probably mothers and fathers of the children that she's watching, and so she'd be concerned.
Don't know what's going on just yet. Might be a cave-in, some type of accident. Me and the doctor are gonna go check it out to try to save as many people as possible.
Mm-hmm. She'll be disappointed at the response. It's not what she was hoping for, but it just happened like a few minutes ago. So she's like, "Okay, well, be safe. Hurry back."
That's the plan. And Zeba's going to jump on a horse and start riding.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine that the doc is going to do much the same. And
yeah, second verse, same as the first.
Yeah, pretty much.
All three jumping on horses, huh?
Oh,
I love it.
Hold on, wait. I don't think Flora is.
I was gonna say, if Flora's gonna be going with them, she is gonna have to arrange for someone else to watch the babies for a minute. Is there anybody that's nearby?
I can totally say that you definitely don't do this alone. There's usually like a teenage woman that's like, "Hey, you're in charge when I'm not here.
Mm-hmm.
Stay inside, keep them alive."
Yeah, she's going to batten down all the hatches she can. She's like, no one's in, no one's out, and she's gonna grab her bike.
Well, for all three of you, I need an agility and mobility roll, please.
Oh God, this is gonna go horribly.
It's fine. 6s are successes, and only one of you has stress right now.
It's me?
Yeah.
Okay, alright. Here we go. Dude. Yo.
Oh man, Shazi, you're making it. Oh man. So it only takes one success. However, Shazi, as you are taking I imagine it's one of those old bikes where the front wheel is enormous.
Yeah,
and the back one is just super tiny.
Yeah.
You hit a rock just right, and it basically folds that front wheel.
Sends me flying forward.
Tossed over and just land in the dirt.
Oh my God.
Not taking any damage, but that bike is toast.
Yeah, Zedai's gonna see this. Sai's going to pull his horse around, come by, like, reach down to swing her up on the back of him and take back off.
Yeah, she's gonna pick herself up, dust herself off, and take his hand and just hold on to him, and just bury her face into his back, because that's kind of embarrassing.
Like, I can't believe this guy just saw me do that.
All the things, all the time.
This is a Techo joke, not Zebediah. Man, if you really wanted to be face down, ass up, all you have to do was ask.
Oh my God!
Heathens, the lot of us.
She's a pious woman.
None of you are without sin.
Flora
I never claimed to be without sin.
Hi, folks. This is what happens when you bring more than one VTM main player to a table to play anything. Doesn't matter what the game is.
I'm trying to remember.
This is horny on main all day. Period.
I think that just has to do with us as players, not necessarily what games we play, but
Well,
you know.
I met all of you through Vampire. I'm going to blame it on that.
I would have liked this before I played Vampire.
That's true.
That's fair. But yeah, you guys ride down to the entrance to the mine, and there are people like shoulder hoisting people out. There's just dust everywhere. People are coughing. And yet there's more screams and yells that there's more men inside. But it's hard to see this entrance. As if you've ever seen any kind of blasting or a cave in, all that dirt and dust that gets kicked up just fills the mouth of that cave.
Mm. Mm.
Let's see what I can do.
Yeah,
I'm going
trying real hard not to say something, aren't you?
No, not that. I'm just trying to figure out.
No,
can I
not
make-
you.
Oh, gotcha. That one.
That one over there.
You just pointed to me.
Oh, my camera's flipped, so that way.
Yeah.
Over.
Can I make some kind of maybe survival check to see what will be best to do in the situation?
Okay. Let's go empathy and leadership.
Okay. Not good at that.
Can I help him?
Or actually, a wits and survival.
Thank God.
I was like, damn it, I can make the empathy and leadership. That's a big dice pool for Elmo. Apparently I need
just
it.
one.
One is all it takes in this system. So, luckily, in this system, unlike Vampire and other similar systems, it's not a range of successes. It's a success is a pass. Period.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
That's real neat.
And then extra successes kind of allow you to do a few extra things or add flavor to what you're doing. So like if you were making a medicine check and you got like 3 successes, not only do you fix whatever wound it is, but you can heal another like couple levels of damage on top of that.
Mhm.
But so you got how many? One. Probably dragging away the people that are currently out and not endangering yourself by going into the cave itself.
Okay, yeah. I was debating on doing that. So yeah, so Zebediah is just gonna just kind of start moving forward, start grabbing people that are already out and moving them closer to the doctor. So the doctor doesn't have to go anywhere. I'm just moving people to the doctor.
Yeah. Conrad at that point, like upon arriving and stuff, would have already sort of started trying to set up a makeshift bay of some sort, like throwing down like burlap to put under people so they're not directly under the thing, and just trying to assess and treat people as he can see them, kind of triaging as he moves through that
Right.
with a practice efficiency.
Let's do an empathy and medicine for Conrad.
Okie dokie.
I imagine that's a pretty decent pool for him.
It's a pretty big pool for Elmo.
I'll say if it's not a big pool for him, I am seriously worried about the medical care in this town.
2.
And yeah, you're able to kind of prop people up. There's some people that just need basically a bandage wrapped up and tightened down on a gash. You're able to splint a couple broken ankles here and there. A lot of it is the dust inhalant. There are just people who cannot catch their breath. They are coughing. They are wheezing. And this is a common thing that you've seen living in this mining town. People who go to the mines often suffer from this kind of sickness. And when accidents like this happen, it gets so much worse. So if you've ever sat around a campfire and really got that good puff in, and you spend the next 2 hours I can't, it's in my lungs and I can't get it out. Same kind of thing, but now you're talking dust and debris getting in their lungs.
Yeah, so Conrad is just making sure if there is water nearby that is like sort of like in the little canteens or whatever else have you, he would make sure that he would people would get water, especially those that were like coughing, like the lower levels of coughing, not the hacking, because trying to drink anything while you're doing that is just asking to choke on it. But like the people who are less worse off. Listen, we haven't gotten to that part yet. Shush.
I didn't say a damn thing.
No, but you're both of yous eyeballs. I can seize them. No, but that's what Conrad's doing. I'm not sure. Whatever else have you, and he would be you doing the usual. It's all right. Slow down. All right, we'll get you fixed up as best we can, and is just kind of mumbling that to the people as he moves through them.
Yeah, the general kind of bedside comfort, like it's all right. We're gonna get you out of here. We'll patch you up. We'll be just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what about Flora May?
So she's a smart cookie. Unfortunately, her empathy is higher. And so when she hears the screams of the people that's like in the dust and debris, she's kind of torn between helping the doctor and helping pull the people out from the dust and debris.
Which way would you think she would go with this?
I'm flipping a coin because oh god, both are equally likely, and like what's it called? The doctor already has a bunch of patients. She could either lessen the load or have him heads or tails, by the way.
Heads.
All right. She could either help lessen the load or she can kind of help get them to him so that that part's done. She can help start to triage.
Totally fair.
Well, she is going to go into the dust and debris and try to.
We love this for her.
It is instinctively the mother reaction. Doesn't matter how old they are. Whenever someone calls for help, when someone cries for their mama,
don't worry, I'm on the way.
Mama's coming.
Help is on the way, dear.
There you go. You're picking up what I'm putting down.
We found the brain cell.
That's immediately what comes to mind. Just Miss Doubtfire her way into the mine. You pass through this thick cloud of smoke and dust and kind of covering your mouth as you go, trying to not inhale as much. You finally kind of get to the other side in the mine where it's almost pitch black. And one of the things you stumble upon is a man, Robert. You've seen him. Goes in the mine, comes back, sometimes comes to church, sometimes doesn't wake up in time. It depends how he did at the saloon the night before. But
doesn't mean he's worth saving any less.
Yeah, his left leg is pinned by a very large rock that he cannot move. And he just kind of sees you coming like, Flora, help! I can't get free. I'm stuck.
Yeah, she's gonna immediately run over. She'll be like, "Don't worry, I got you. We're gonna get you from up under this this rock here." And she's gonna do her best to pull it off.
All right, that's a strength and force.
Strength and force. Oh.
Yeah, I love that. Dang it!
I got a whole die.
She's a 3 die.
It might work.
Let's see, and I'm at stress 2, correct?
Yep.
You're so stressed. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Nervous twitch. Jesus.
So, oh man, as you're trying, you're really putting your all, like, you just have that massive empathy that, like, I have to save this person. It's my job. It's my calling. You are trying. You fall and your hand just glazes across a thin layer of rock that's jutting out and just gashes your hand open. And it's going to basically put you at the bruised level of damage.
Ow.
Okay.
Ugh.
So yeah, whenever she cuts her hand, she's going. You can hear a very audible like ah, damn. And she's going to take a step back and reassess. Is there any sort of beam or
Oh,
tool that
without
she
a
can use
doubt.
as leverage? She's
There's some
gonna
pickaxes, shovels, some broken beams.
she's gonna try to use a pickaxe. A pickaxe might make his leg worse. She might cut right through it. So she's probably gonna try to use the broken beam, so that way she can
Okay.
at least like level it and then push it or like roll it off.
Try leverage.
Yeah, leverage.
Let's see. You know, I almost want to call that a wits and tech roll.
I'm guessing
Which
that's not even.
It's the same fool, basically. It's
I put
fine.
all my dots in the same place.
I put all my dots in empathy because I took care of the kids. And then let's see, I'm at stress 3 now.
Yep, because it went up because you took
I
damage,
got a success.
but you did get a success.
I got a
There,
success.
then there's a couple ones there, but I'll make a note of that. That's fine.
Well, we know who's gonna die first.
No.
Ow.
It's fine.
It's just, it.
So you're able to use that beam and kind of wedge it in and
Mhm,
push on the far end to where it lifts and rolls that boulder off of his leg.
mhm. And without missing a beat, what does the condition of the leg look like?
Hmm. Give me an This is
Alright.
going to be a weird mix, but it's going to be wits and medicine.
Not empathy and medicine. Ooh,
To evaluate it, we're going to use wits. To treat it would be empathy.
fine. It's only one die less. What stress am I at? Am I at 4 or am I at 3?
You are currently at 3.
Okay. So if I succeed but I panic, does that negate or is it
Nope. You pass, but something bad can happen. Think of it like a messy
okay?
crit kind of situation. Hey, I got one.
Finally.
So you're no doctor, but that leg is broken. There's no two ways about it. It is. You get the boulder off his leg, kind of rip the pants open, and that bone is just not connected.
Mm.
And there's one end that's on the outside.
Mhm. Mhm.
Compound fracture.
Oh yeah, that's a. She's gonna do her best to keep her cool because yeah, that's not gonna be pretty.
No, it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. What's it looking like, Doc? I'm gonna wait for the doctor to. I'm gonna wait for the doctor to say something about this. Let's just get you going. But because she knows it's broken, he cannot put any weight on it. Could she rip some of the fabric and tie a little bit of that broken beam to it so that it could maybe stabilize it and help like kind of hoist him so it can walk?
Yeah, we can kind of jerry rig a little bit of a splint to it and
Mm-hmm.
lean on you and limp him out of there.
Mm-hmm.
So as the other two are doing their due diligence outside, dragging people away from the entrance. Doc, you're sitting there treating them. Out comes Flora May with this big old dude, Robert, just leaning on her, one arm over, up under his arm, and he's got what looks like pieces of a mining shaft beam strapped to his leg with his tibia or his shin bone sticking out of his leg.
Uh-huh. And because I imagine that he's probably in front of somebody right now and he's gonna call out to Zebediah, Zebediah, help her.
I'm on it. I saw.
I got him. He's a little heavy.
And
It's
Zebediah's gonna
fine.
go get him from Flora.
The absolute tone of defeat, like, not again. Well, he goes and grabs Robert from her. Is he just setting him down on the ground?
Just near the doctor, wherever the doctor will want him.
Yeah, he will. Doc will have gone to the edge of the space for like where he had slowly been starting to add stuff in between people. Like once he had gotten certain folks settled down, he would lead him over to one of the bigger areas, got a little bit of a wider berth for to keep him away from some of the more sensitive types when it comes to these kinds of injuries. So he's gonna look at it and actually get a good look to see if he can like assess on how to treat the best course of action in the 1800s to treat something like this.
Flora May would, with the give the information that she had. Like, I believe it's broken. At least it might be multiple places in once. You're the doctor. I don't know.
Let me get a look and see how bad this is. See what we need to do to fix it. And
So
it's
we
just
can
gonna.
do wits and medicine to assess, and then empathy and medicine to treat.
Okay. You said wits and medicine.
Yep, to assess it.
Okay. Cool. So that is. He got one success.
Yeah, it's definitely a compound fracture. If it doesn't get set in the right way and soon, the next level of care is Civil War style, and we take the leg.
Okay, so he's gonna make sure he's going to look at Zeb. Gonna because I don't know how. A quick question: how, given that they worked together before, this is just a little bit of above table. How
Mhm.
confident would or how plausible would it be for Flora May to be the person who holds him while he has to set this? Or would he know to call over somebody like Zebediah to be like, hey, hold him so he doesn't do the thing?
Um,
Or could it be a
given
trio thing? I don't
given
know.
Conrad's experience, Robert is not a small man. Uh,
Okay.
I think Flora's probably a bit on the petite side.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's gonna just like Zebediah, I need you over here, hold him.
I got it.
You got a piece of leather on you somewhere?
I always got leather on me.
Well, wrap that around this and stick it in his mouth so he doesn't break his teeth. He's gonna look at and he's gonna look to look. Oh, the baby. He's gonna look. He's gonna give Flora a knowing look, to sort of follow up what he's about to say. Kind of just like, now, Robert, I need you to bite down on this because in order to save this and make sure this doesn't, so I don't have to take your entire leg, I'm gonna have to set this, but it is going to hurt. I'm gonna do my absolute best, but it's gonna hurt. Zebediah's got you. Flora's here. Just gotta trust me.
Yeah. I think what Flora would do is she would come to basically where his head is, kind of kneel down next to him, and just kind of run kind of an emotional support. Like, hey, we got you. We got you. It will be all right.
Okay.
It's gonna hurt, but we're right here. Like, here, hold my hand. It's okay. And just kind of softly coaxing him through it.
Yeah, no, You guys got it.
Yep. Okay. So you said empathy and medicine to treat it, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Boom. That's 2.
Oh yeah, you are able to set this rather effectively, uh,
Mm-hmm.
to where you don't even risk nicking any kind of artery or anything.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
he barely screams. Like it definitely hurt, but not as bad as it could have. Like it could have been a lot worse.
Oh yeah. No. Oh yeah. And he's just gonna kind of just like, because that was a pretty fairly serious injury, because most of those they end up one of two ways. If it either doesn't get it does it's either not savable, or it ends up getting cut off, and it's never fun when he has to do that. So so he'll set him up, get him some water, stuff like that, and then check back in with those that were probably more of the heavier coughers and things like that, making sure that that's starting to at least settle to where they can actually start breathing a little bit better. Check back in with those guys as he kind of just makes sure that Robert gets some water and kind of just takes it easy until we can get get a wagon of some kind or something to pull a lot of the injured that can't walk back to town.
Oh yeah, just as you're kind of thinking about that and getting people ready, there are definitely a couple that are pulled in by horse. The back gate is kind of dropped down,
Mm-hmm.
and they start lifting people in.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So
Flora would ask Dr. Buckley, just kind of give him that knowing look, like, do you need me to stay here? I can run triage, or I can go help the others. I don't know who else was in the debris.
triaging them is going to be a little bit easier if it, like, as if he would sort of walk over at that point if she's kind of asking that look. I'm just going to say triage is going to be key, because some of these people are on time. Time is crucial in a lot of injuries like these. If I can't get to them fast enough, it's not going to matter. The best we could do is give them your kind of comfort before they pass on and meet the good Lord. Now, if you can do that, and I'm fairly confident Zebediah can handle helping folk move and getting to where they need to be.
That was the plan.
Oh, good. All right. If you're comfortable with that, we can move and get as many treated as possible by that time that. Because I imagine they got the first load of folks in, and it's riding off to the town and stuff like that. It says,
Oh
"Oh, go
yeah,
ahead."
I will say, just so you know, her hand is still like actively bleeding. Like,
Oh, okay. Didn't
like
know.
yeah,
I got
yeah.
boo boo.
It's
She's
just like,
not holding it up. It's like just held down. She's kind of like holding it down to the side, and it's like it's just the blood's dripping off. And she's just like, "What do you need?"
oh
Doctor,
yeah,
can you take a look at that
he
real
would.
quick?
Let me see, and he's just like, "Let me see," and he's just gonna like
She's like,
make.
"I'm fine. Don't worry about it. I just cut my hand on a
You
rock."
are actively bleeding. Give me your damn hand before you lose it.
She'll hand it over because she's known a thing or two, she's seen a thing or two about kids being stubborn with doctors. She's just like, fine, and then she'll put her hand over, and yeah, it's just bleeding with that jagged edge of that's common with getting cut with rocks.
Yeah. So like he would, because assessing that, well, he's gonna naturally by default pour alcohol over this, because that's
I mean,
just a
as
smart,
one does.
as one does, and is just going to we'll give her the warning of this might sting a bit, and then is going to roll to treat it, because he knows that he to put stuff like that, you kill whatever could potentially be in there, and then you wrap it up and make sure and all that. So that's what he would like to do in this moment
Yeah,
for her.
we're not quite in the there's ghosts in your blood era anymore, but we're not quite out of the whiskey will do.
Whiskey will do. It's that he's not at it, like, I don't imagine he carries the giant jug of ether out to the field with him.
No, I imagine he's got some vials or something in his bag.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So, but
I was
yeah,
gonna say,
he'll wrap it.
yeah, I
Do
was
I
gonna
need
say,
to roll
shoot.
for that?
Um, give me a single d6 roll. Uh, Either way, it's going to be treated. This is just going to have an effect on what happens.
I think
I
Flora.
rolled a I rolled a 4.
All right. It just means that medical equipment is depleted.
Okay,
You're kind of out of alcohol and bandages.
okay, that's fine.
That's not
It,
great.
it's not. He'll resupply when he gets back in town. Is his theory. So
When? When will we get? She'll make the little like hissing sound like the ah that burns. And whenever he finishes bandaging her up, she'll take her hand away and she'll be like, "Thanks, Doc, but someone else could have used those materials."
I'm more than aware, but you are just as important as the rest of these folks. We've gotten as many as I think we're gonna get. Wait, and he's gonna call out to look for the person who would be deemed the foreman
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
call out and be like, "Is anybody trapped inside?"
We're still missing a few people. They're probably down in there still. We might have to do some digging.
All right, and he's just like, time is of the essence.
Doc, the
Yeah,
one that we just what was his name?
Robert.
Robert. She would have said Robert. The Robert's leg was just trapped under a piece of rock, and we saw the damage that did. If they have to go digging, it's very possible that they may not be helped. I just,
It's a possibility, but we don't know what we don't know.
I'm not saying that we shouldn't go and get them. I just make sure we know who we're getting because I may have to let some babies know.
Yeah.
And
Look, I'll get some of the guys together. We'll start digging, but I don't think they're alive anymore at this point.
Well, they deserve some rest in peace, if regardless. But don't get yourself hurt, Zeb. Town needs you.
if you can't bring them out of the rubble, make sure you at least know who we're leaving behind.
Try my best, but can't guarantee anything.
Thank you, Mr. Winslow. And she'll toddle off the triage.
Yeah, and Conrad will kind of clap Zeb on his shoulder and then just walk back to start to still treat people and get people prepped to move. And his whole thing is the ones who are in need of a little bit of supervision that can't get direct like care in their home kind of scenario, take them to the infirmary. The other ones you can just get them home. So he fully expects Robert to at least be in the infirmary, and if he's not, he would strongly advise that man gets put up at the infirmary for a bit.
Mhm.
That's fair.
That man literally broke his leg in half.
So we said, Zeb, you are going in there to look, right?
Is it still smoking real badly?
A lot of the dust has settled. There's still some kind of wafting about the mine entrance, but it is fairly safe-ish to enter the mine. It's like no more dangerous than on any other day.
Gotcha. Then I'm gonna take a bandana, make sure to put it over my mouth, and head it in.
So you go in, and eventually you start to lose the light on your back, and you get to a point to where it is almost pitch black to the point to where like you would need a lantern or something. But in front of you, you see some rubble, and then the light movement catches your eye, and you see somebody on their knees bent over another body, almost like they're like weeping on it.
Yeah. Zebediah's gonna start making way over. Hey, partner, we need to get out of here. What's going on?
Does he go like right up to him to grab him
He's
out of
like,
there?
yeah, he's saying as he's like walking up to him.
They lean up, their face turns, their eyes have been dark yellow. There's blood and viscera dripping from their mouth, and their hands just have been clawing and digging at the abdomen of this other person.
What the fuck?
I love these shock faces. It's like, yay, I did a good description.
Look, as soon as you said he was bent over, I'm like, oh, it's starting. Yeah, but he's like, what the fuck? And he's like taking steps back as he's like
Yeah.
surprised with like,
This guy kind of like climbs to his knees, reaching out towards you, and starts to like shuffle towards you, almost as if like his legs don't quite work right.
hey, partner, stop. I don't know what's going on. You stop or I'll take you.
There's no reply, just keeps walking. Then there's just this almost wheezing sound like
Um, quick draw and shoot in the face.
Alright, give me the agility and ranged combat.
That's a lot of dice for me. It's a lot
That's
of
a
dice
big
for
pool for Elmo.
Okay. That's 4.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Pull your revolver and just whap right in the head. It just slumps to the ground.
What the fuck? Just like get close, kick the fucking body.
Doesn't doesn't even twitch.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick the body over and try to look at the face, see if I recognize the man.
Oh yeah, this is one of the regulars that you've had to escort to the sheriff's office more than a handful of times. Known for getting a little bit wild at the saloon, and just needs that night to like, all right, in behind bars you go. We'll see you in the morning when you're sober.
Gotcha.
But his eyes kind of stare blankly at the ceiling. They're this deep, sickly, almost embryotic yellow, and just his whole mouth, chin, and down his neck onto his chest is just covered in gore.
What the fuck happened to you? He's actually just gonna leave the body because he's just like, don't know what the fuck that is. I'm scared. It's time to go.
Come get me. I'm scared.
And he's like, oh, that can't be saved. I know who it is.
Well, even if it could be saved, not anymore. Bullet wound to the head usually, can't walk that one off.
Nope. Leave it and basically, if no, is everyone's our head back to town. Head back to town.
Yeah, there's still some people going in and out starting to remove rubble, but it's going to take more than just the night to get that done.
Is question, did we save the sheriff? Was the sheriff saved or is he still missing?
He is still MIA.
Okay. Then who would be the next highest in command? Would it be me?
Yeah, you're basically the closest thing to a deputy they have.
Frick. Alrighty. I'm gonna call out to some of the guys. Hey guys, be careful if there's something weird going on with the air. Just keep digging, but don't go inside, alright?
I mean, how are we supposed to dig them out if we can't go inside?
Just be careful, something weird's happening in there. One of our people attacked me. It was weird.
Do you think he's just gone crazy?
Maybe, but his eyes were different. He was eating somebody else like a cannibal.
What the? And you see a couple guys do like the.
Yeah, he came after me, and I had to unfortunately put him down.
Ate him like groceries.
Fucking Christ. But like, keep digging.
No.
But if you see anything weird out of the ordinary, especially if they have weird eyes and they look like they're trying to eat you, uh, stay back. Don't engage.
Good. All right. Well, yeah. You guys all kind of make your way back into the town proper. Conrad, you have people coming in left and right. There's just everything from like abrasions and bruises to the head to some severe slashes and cuts, an arm here and there that's broken that you're having to go back and set for people. And there is 3 or 4 people that get brought in that you end up having to put a sheet over because there's just nothing that could be done.
He this is not like this is not and nothing anything new to him. This is not the first time he has had to put aside the dead. This is not the first time that he has had to treat wounds like these. So it's one of those things. It's just a hazard of doing this kind of work. Um, so he kind of just keeps his composure and tries to offer comfort where he can to those that may have lost folk. He does make a mental note though to make sure that he gets the names of any and everyone that ends up not being making it. So if they have any next of kin in town, he can be the one that, or he can give the names to Flora May, and accompany her as what she's able to, kind of thing, to sort of offer.
That's fair. In this kind of town, it's these people by face. You can pull back that sheet like his wife's not going to be happy,
Mm-hmm.
or pull back another one like he just had his 18th birthday. Damn it. And it's just all matter of in between. Like the one that just turned 18, like you just treated his mom. You saw her a few days ago. You've been
Mm-hmm.
watching how her pregnancy's been going.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're going to have to tell her that her oldest boy is gone.
Oh, he hates these conversations because they never go well.
hmm And there's a few that are just, man, this is going to be rough.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
the daylight hours begin to turn into twilight.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, lanterns are turned on around town. And everything kind of comes to a quiet. The hustle and bustle is stopped. For now, the mine has been abandoned. We're not going to be digging at night. It's too dangerous as is. We don't need people not being able to see what they're doing added into the mix.
Mm-hmm.
There's people in there. They're just going to have to wait till daylight breaks,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing happens. You notify the pauper families. Florme, you are able to send all the kids home, knowing that some of them are going to get bad news when they get back to their house.
I was gonna say, she would prepare spaces for any of the children that would go home and not have parents waiting for them.
Well, the lucky thing in this day and age is the working class was all one gendered.
Oh, fair enough.
So, luckily, all of these kids at least can go home to a parent.
This is true.
And while I don't support that kind of work environment, it also means we don't have to traumatize kids. We have standards here in the horror genre. I'll do body horror all day, but I ain't messing with kids.
Leave the babies alone.
So as night overcomes the town and everything goes dark, where do we see each of you spending those hours? Is it in the quiet of your own home? Is it the saloon, taking back some sarsaparilla and trying to forget everything you just saw?
I think at least for Zebediah, he wants to pay the doctor a quick visit. But other than that, he'll probably get a drink. Nothing heavy, just something to take a little bit of the edge off of it. But mostly he's doing his job. He's just, since the sheriff is MIA, he is technically acting sheriff, so he's just going to do his best. Just take a drink, watch out for people. Some people are probably going to drink hard because of what happened, so got to make sure they don't do anything stupid.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a couple guys. They're starting to get out of hand. They were definitely in the mines tonight or during the day. I'm sorry, and they are knocking them back one after another, and eventually voices start getting raised. Talking becomes shouting. Shouting turns to shoving. And that's kind of when you start to notice this.
That was what?
That they're probably about to throw hands.
Gotcha. Okay. He is going to
I
move
love
in.
the paranoia, though.
It's the way you said it got paranoia going straight off. He's gonna step in. Hey, boy, settle down. And he's gonna start grabbing the ones who are about to fight. Time for you guys to go take a bath.
You can give me either an empathy and either leadership or manipulation, depending on how you kind of talk these guys down.
It's less talking them down and more being like, I'm gonna beat you up if you do this.
Then I would say that's a leadership.
Damn it. Not good at empathy.
I was.
Oh, that's cop. But I got 6.
Hey! And at least. Oh, I did forget, so I have to kind of bring that back, but you don't have to worry about it for this past roll. Having to put a bullet in somebody's head did raise your stress by 1. But we don't have to worry about it for that roll. So, what about Conrad after he's done kind of treating everybody and putting people where they need to be?
Given that he's got probably a small handful of folks that are in the infirmary proper, he's just and they're kind of sort of settling in for sleep. He'll sit out in front of the infirmary and just kind of take in the night air, kind of just lets himself breathe the fresh air after having to deal with dust and the smells that come with treating injuries and things like that. It just, he's trying to take in and sort of recenter a little bit and just kind of out in a rocking chair type of scenario with what amounts to something to drink, not alcoholic, mind you, because he doesn't necessarily want to dull his senses. So he never does. So he just kind of he'll drink a water if that's possible. This seems weird to split hairs over, but it's just like he's just sipping water and is just
big old glass of warm milk.
Ew, gross. No. No, he will drink sip on some water and just kind of just sit in the night and kind of just let everything settle before going back in and trying to grab some shut eye once the moon is a little higher in the sky.
All right. Yeah. Of course, getting that fresh air, getting away from the smell of dust and blood and death. Because all of these do have very distinct smells. And long exposure to them is not a pleasant thing.
No, it's not.
I can tell you that from experience, it sucks. It is not a smell that is easily forgotten either. But the fresh air helps.
Mhm.
The water going down and soothing your itchy throat. The wind kind of whistling through the town is tonight everyone seems to be inside, either drinking their woes away where Zebediah is having to deal with them, or just going home and mourning, or
Mhm.
just being wounded and going home and being in bed with injuries. The town is unusually quiet, but it's not the thing that kind of comes as a surprise. When incidents like this happen, the town usually does kind of quiet down, die down. People are less amped up to go out and spend their hard earned money. I love that all three were like, "Excuse you?"
What do you mean by that?
What you mean by that? What you talking about, Willis?
What you mean quiet? You said the word.
You said the word. Dang it!
You
Something's gonna
never
happen.
say it in the medical field. You never say
Never.
it.
You'll get stabbed.
Listen, you think with the job that I used to have, that would have been a stigma with us like it is first responders, but it really never was,
That's crazy. It was for our first
right?
responders.
I never thought about that till quite recently. I'm like, we never had that stigma, and that is weird.
Yeah, you don't say quiet. You don't say slow. No, none of it.
Mm-hmm. We only had one, and it's we'll get to go home early.
Early,
That
easy.
that was a lie. Something is going to come down the chain at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and it can't wait till morning.
Yup.
But for Florime, all the children have been sent home. Your assistants have kind of helped clean up and escort everybody back to their homes, and you're left alone wherever you choose to be.
Um, ugh. Flora May, in that case, probably she's worried sick. She's very stressed out. And so I think what she would want to do is busy her time. So if there are people that are still in the infirmary that need to be treated, or just need to be cared for, she'll kind of take shifts with Dr. Buckley, and try to basically while he's sitting out there, she's just constantly doting on all of the patients and just not letting up. She's just kind of walking around and pacing in circles.
All right. Um, you know what? Give me a
Don't do this to me.
strength and endure roll.
I You know what? Hey, that's the one I do have a dot in.
That's fair.
Let's see. Let's see. Strength endurance 4 and then stress 3. Uh should I push it? Should I push it? You know, we're gonna push it.
Oh,
You have so much stress already.
yeah. Ah.
It
Okay.
didn't even
Well,
work. I still had no successes. Ow.
as you are at Buckley's place, kind of tending to the wounded,
Mhm,
the exhaustion sets in.
mhm.
You're back and forth, and there's a point to where you can't do it anymore. You sit in a chair, and before you know it, the world is gone. You are just out. You all the energy, the adrenaline, the fear just sinks, and your body just collapses, and you fall asleep.
I'm
Now,
Bran.
sometime during the night, each of you lays down, concerned. Zebediah, your dreams are haunted by that that face you saw in the mine, those sickly yellow eyes that like the gore dripping out of their mouth. It wasn't natural. You don't see things like that every day. But as you guys do sleep, the stress also is gone as you sleep it away. Yeah, like that mechanic, right?
All
While
of
you're
it?
safe,
Take a
the
nap and the stress
like
goes away.
every
Even-
hour you are alone and safe and calm, a level of stress dwindles away. Usually sleep is the best way to do that.
I'm gonna take a nap.
Let me
I'm gonna
take a
take a
nap.
nap right
Let's take a
here.
nap right here.
I shot
More
a dude.
ac-
I just slept off stress for shooting a person. It's fine.
Yeah.
more accurately, it was just flatlining. If you don't take it, if you don't decide to rest, your body will at the most inconvenient time.
Yeah. Yeah. Your body eventually will force you to go to
Yeah,
sleep.
just folded like a lawn chair.
There's a thing in the army like, hey, go take a nap. You're going to need it.
Yeah.
That's why they learn to fall asleep anywhere at the drop of
Yeah.
a hat. It literally takes them not even 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I miss those days where I could do that.
Can't do that. You gotta Litland.
Now I can lay in a comfy bed for 4 hours, stare at the ceiling like, huh, I hate my life.
What is free?
Oh
What is free will? How many
You know,
licks
put
does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
well, my name's not Tootsie, but
no! Say swear. Oh my
ah,
god.
You're being dirty again.
hi, have you met my partner? They're no better.
Yeah, I know. I
This
mean,
is
maybe.
they're just as bad as me. But as each of you sleeps, I need a wits and scout roll, but due to you guys being asleep, it'll be a 2 die penalty.
Oof. Duh. 2 die penalty.
Oh, wits and what?
Scout. It's basically an awareness roll.
Okay. I did
Uh,
not. Oh no.
How much stress do I have? Is it none?
Yeah.
None.
I'm gonna push because I did not succeed.
Okay. Add a
Does it
level
just
of
does the stress get added on to this roll, or is it
yes.
after every other roll?
It gets added to this one.
I just pushed, and so I got a stress, and I failed.
I got 1 success and I pushed.
Okay, so Flora, you are just out, like just dead to the fucking world. Like, and I now imagine Flora is like one of the sweetest, nicest people in town.
Mhm.
But God's help the person that wakes this woman up in the morning.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
what I now imagine. Like, no, when she's out, she's gone.
She takes care of everybody. The only time she doesn't is when she's asleep. Let her
Mhm.
sleep.
Right? Like, this is the only piece she gets. Let her have it.
Let her have
And
it.
she just naturally is like just that deep, sound sleeper where like people got like have to shake her like Flora, Flora, like Flora. Like, what? What do you want? Sorry. How can I help you?
She wakes up, she gives him the death glance, she says like
It better be an emergency.
Somebody better be dying.
who's on
Right?
fire?
The world's
If they're
on
not
fire, but it's fine.
if they're not on fire, start running.
They're going to be.
They are going to.
But for Comrade and Zebediah,
Mhm.
you both hear it, and you are ripped out of your sleep quite forcefully. You notice the sun hasn't awakened, but you hear a scream. And Conrad, you're familiar enough in the medical
Mhm.
field that this is a cry of pain,
Okay.
and it's coming from your infirmary.
Ah, shit. So he gets up and like sort of like make sure he's at least presentable enough because I don't think he wouldn't be on call, quote unquote. So he's just in his clothing. He gets up and he sort of rubs his hand across his face and walks super fast to his infirmary. At least peeks his head in and starts seeing who in the heck it is.
And we're gonna get. Well, we give you that roll. That'll be a wits and scout with no penalty.
Mm-hmm.
And Zebediah, as you hear
Oh.
this scream, you can kind of tell where it's coming from. You're not as versed in cries of pain as Conrad is, as
Yeah.
he's used to doing medical crap, but you know it's not a good one.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab a firearm, put it on the side, grab my gear, cowboy hat. Yeah, I'm gonna go check it out.
So you get there, and Conrad's already kind of like peeking in windows. Conrad, you can see Flora May passed out in a chair.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't seem to be her. What is happening is you see somebody clutching their arm, scooting up against the back wall, and one of the sheets. That's the word. My brain just stopped. I was like, the thing that you covered the people with.
The
The-
shape-like object, the shape,
Yeah,
the
the
you put
square
shape
fabric
on.
object. Like, my brain's like, no, we don't know what that's called. Like, the sheet has been torn off of somebody, and they are crawling across the floor towards this other person holding their arm.
Mm. Yeah. So the Conrad's gonna run back to this desk, grab the pistol off of it, and is gonna sort of walk forward calmly, and is just gonna be like, "Hey, friend, you all right?" And is talking to the guy crawling.
It stops, whips its head at you, and you just see this. There's blood and this ichor kind of oozing out of its mouth. Its eyes are this sick, embryotic yellow. And it's just,
It's just like, what the pop?
give me an agility and range combat.
Okay, this is fine. This is an okay pull for Elmo. Haha! I got one.
Yeah, you shoot it and it lands square in the shoulder, and it doesn't even break eye contact. But at this point, Flora, I would go ahead and say that a gunshot is enough to wake you up.
Yeah, that's a little bit of an emergency. Yeah. I feel like the
Paging Dr. Beats. Emergency. Paging Dr.
Dr.
Beats.
Beats.
I spend way
Damn
too much
it,
fucking time on TikTok.
my
I'm
train of
sorry.
thought, it's broken. Yeah, no, I would say that would be enough that she would just jolt awake and be like, and try to like get a sense of like what's going on. Like, did she imagine that? Did she just have like a crazy dream? Is
Yeah,
anything?
as you snap to, you see Conrad holding a revolver, somebody on the floor who has just been shot, and somebody like against the far wall up in a corner, like holding their arm, and you can see the trickles of blood coming off of it.
She is immediately gonna hop into caregiver mode and be like, Dr. Buckley, what? And she is going to, oh, who is someone's blocking the way, right? What is the, she's gonna try to get to the person who is holding their arm and bleeding.
Yeah, you can kind of skirt around this other situation that's going on and get to them relatively easily.
Okay.
What? You are needy.
Oh,
You know
look
that?
at this
Be
girl.
for real. BB.
Such a sweet baby.
No.
If you want to know how to deal with brats, just become a cat parent.
Oh,
I
actually.
mean,
This is
I have cat in my.
Anyways, moving right along. Um, yeah, Flora May's gonna she sees him holding it, so she's going to kind of loop her fingers in with the injured arm, and she's gonna be like, "Hey, let me take a look at it."
As you inspect it, this is a deep, ripped out bite mark. And Zebediah, you have kind of stumbled into this too, where Conrad just shot a guy and it didn't seem to do a damn thing.
Question: do I see his eyes?
They are the same sickly, like embryotic yellow.
Motherfucker again! I'm gonna shoot it.
All right, agility and ranged combat.
God, there's so many dice.
Well, that must be like
3.
Yeah, with 3, that's enough to like spend the extra for that aimed shot. Where once again, should you choose, which I imagine you do, it's forehead and this thing drops.
yeah. I would say Flora would like jump, like holding the hand and just like
Sorry about that, doctor. What the fuck is happening?
Beats the
uh
hell out of me. I got woke up out of my sleep from the scream, which I'm assuming is your arm, and this was
He
crawling
bit
at her.
me. He bit me. Why would he bite me?
yeah,
How's he
she's
even
It's
alive?
okay. It's okay. It's
He
all right.
what? He wasn't alive?
he had to be alive. He was just moving before you shot him in the head, and she's gonna reach over for like any sort of cloth or bandage and try to cover, like staunch the bleeding. She's like, "Doctor, we should probably disinfect this. Do you have anything lying around?"
Let me see what I got. And he's gonna look. And does he have any bits
Oh
of
yeah.
he'll go to get the big jug of the ether and it's just like, hold on, hold still, darling. It's gonna hurt. I'm sorry. And he'll pour it over the
She
thing and
kind of
try to.
cries out as it hits the wound.
Yeah. And he's going to also assess it because he does not know what happened and he is like he's probably seen people bite but this goes beyond just a kid biting another kid because they had a toy or something or like the accident like somebody to do this to do it that much that there's something up with that so he's trying to make sure that he's looking it over as he's pouring it and treating it stitching it wherever as needed and trying to find some heavy duty poultice or whatever he needs to just sort of really make sure that the chances of infection are lowered as much as he could in that time and in day and age anyway.
Oh yeah, piece of cake. And you do notice that the man that Zebediah just shot was one of the people that you put the sheet over earlier that day.
And he looks and goes, that man died out at the mine.
It's not the
I
first
put
time
the
I've seen that.
How is that possible?
it beats me, darling. I don't know. What did you said you saw? Where else did this happen? Where'd you see it?
At the mine, when I went in to go bring people out, yellow eyes, they were hunched over a person. I got closer. I realized there was blood and gore all over the mouth. Glowing yellow eyes, and they tried to attack me.
Shit. He kind of just in his mind, in his medical mind, like what? How is like is he able to put 2 plus 2 in chair together? Is he able just to try to figure he? I don't know if I need to roll to figure it out. Type of scenario here.
Flora
So
would.
there would be no real medical explanation for how this is possible.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Wild West lore stuff.
Flora would suggest what's it called, possession.
That could be an option.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no real skill for this that I have in mind. But being in the Wild West, dealing with indigenous cultures, I'm sure somebody along the lines has heard of a curse of when people suffered from hunger, they would become this embodiment of hunger. I won't say the word because I'm superstitious,
Hmm.
but there's an American version and then there's a European version which is far more terrifying because
Hmm.
it has the deer skull and the antlers and yeah,
Ooh. Got it.
yeah. We don't say the word out loud.
Not
I'm
Mm-mm.
a
at night.
man. I'm a superstitious man from the Appalachian region. We don't fucking say it.
Names have power, don't you know?
Mm-mm.
But no, he's just like because as much as he has some form of faith, I imagine the doc has a very if I can see it and I can touch it, then it's real. Um kind of scenario. And right now he is very much a thing of like, oh, mm, this is getting put to kind of like I don't know what it is, but it's harming people, and I don't know what he's trying to do his best to figure out how to do it to treat because he wants to make sure that he can because this is a big problem and considering that guy was dead in the doornail dead. He just is trying to figure it out and is just super confused a little bit. Just like the most confused he's probably looked in his life because he's just like, uh, I don't have what's the word for it? The medicinal way to say what is going on here because to be quite honest with you, I've never seen anything like this before.
It just feels like the devil, honestly.
It was
Bringing the dead to these monsters.
That's that's the only thing I can think of.
if it
Like
weren't right in front of me, I'd have a hard time believing you. But given all things, and he's what he's doing. I imagine what he has done at this point. He's done the things that doctors do. Sometimes they'll multitask and they're equivalent to walk and talk is treat and talk. So he's like
Oh yeah.
making sure everything is sort of up to snuff as he is talking to everybody, and then it's just like, well, we should if that guy. Hold on a minute. And quick question, storyteller: would the conclusion being of we need to check the other dead people?
I could probably say that that is a relevant kind of conclusion that you could come to.
Okay, it's just like we need to check the other dead folks. We need to go now.
And if they are possessed, if this is the devil's work, then we shouldn't be shooting them in the head. We would be condemning them. We need to be. We need to be.
condemning them. No, I'm freeing them.
No, you'd be condemning their soul to Satan. We
That's
need to
what you
be.
think. That doesn't
We
mean
need.
that's the case. We don't
We
know
need.
what's going on here.
We really don't, Flora. And as much as I do, I respect the fact that you were able to hold on to faith the way you do. But realistically speaking, this person, hell, Zeb said he saw him. He saw one of these things eating somebody
Was
else,
eating.
and then this
Right.
one damn near took a bite of that poor woman's arm.
Then, if we're worried about them, we need to restrain them, and we need to perform an exorcism on them. And if that don't work on them, then I guess we have to let God handle it. But we gotta at least try.
Oh, I got an exorcism. It's right here.
Absolutely not, Mr. Winslow.
And Conrad's just like, he pinches the bridge of his nose because at this point he's just like, all right, regardless of how any of us feel about what's going on, we need to check the dead. So somebody, so and and like folks here, is anybody else in the room? I'm assuming everyone's woke up at this point, but is everybody pretty much
And
settled ish?
there's four of you in that room.
Hmm.
And as you're having this discussion, you hear more gunfire outside in the town. And that's where we'll take a break.
Ah!
All right, folks, we will be right back. We're going to let these people get their bio breaks in. unshrimp their spines, get some snackies and drinkies, and we'll be right back. It would help if my mic was down. Welcome back, everybody. We let our players go get their snackies and do their bio breaks. And if you're just joining us, there's a bunch of links in the chat. These are links to our Discord server, where all these lovely people get to put up with my bullshit on the daily. Also, we have some links to our associated other Twitch channels like Maestri and Ord, Shatter Tabletop, and Slices and Dices, where you can check out some awesome content on their channels. There's even a link to a calendar for like 4 of our channels where you can just click on that and it'll show you everything that we have scheduled. I may or may not be behind on updating our portion. I'll fix that. It's fine. It's fine. But as these players just encountered another member of the dead coming back to life? Question mark? With this uh, this hunger, this anger towards other people where they're attacking them, and their eyes have gone this sickly yellow, like this infected, mucusy yellow color. Oops.
You're good.
I forget that not everybody could like eat dinner in a coroner's office like me.
No. No.
Hey, it's fine. And then they began to hear gunshots and screams outside of Dr. Buckley's infirmary.
Yeah, Zebediah is going to be like, all right, be careful. Stay here if you need to. And Zebediah's going to go check it out.
All right. Running outside. Give me a wits and scout.
And I'm at 1 stress. That'll be my middle dice. Okay, got 1.
So what you run out to witness is quite the scene that there are people being attacked by what look like more miners. And some people have begun sporting rifles and taking shots, some landing in the chest, and they stumble for a moment, but they keep coming. Where a shot like that should put a man down. And you see some townspeople being completely overtaken and attacked and bit into, others fleeing for their lives.
Okay, he's going to pull out his revolver and be like, aim for the heads, aim for the heads. And he's going to use his talent called suppressive fire. I can fire up with 1 row, fire up to 3 targets, but I do 1 less damage.
Okay.
And so each instead of revolver doing 2 damage, it will do 1 damage on 3 targets.
Okay.
Oh,
The jingle jangles.
jingle jangle.
Jingle, 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 jingle.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I'm missing a dice. Fuck. You want to tell me on 11 dice I can get a single goddamn success? I'm going to push.
All right. Stress raised to 2.
Welcome to my world, Zebediah.
Oh, that's so much better. That is 4.
Yeah, as they're coming at you, just pow 1, pow 2. And they're not killing blows with how they're spread out because this is a kind of suppressive fire. But you're able to put wounds into at least, what was it, 3 or 4 of them? Yeah. So you managed to get off 3, and you drop one of the 3, but they just keep coming.
And how many do they have a general number of how many I see?
You can see an easy 12.
Oh, okay. Let me back up, guys. Back up. Back to the infirmary. Back to the infirmary. He's moving into the infirmary. He's gonna look Conrad. Floor. We need to start bunkering this thing off. We got 12 more of those things coming for us.
Shit. All right. And he's
And
gonna start.
a quick peek out the window. You see these things shuffling towards the door, following Zebediah.
Ooh.
All right. So first thing he's doing is because there are probably 2 doors to this place. There's the out door that goes towards the back, and then there's the front door. So he's immediately barring himself because he bars the door at night. You typically, if he's got people, so especially if he goes to sleep, because Flora doesn't always stay the night with him. So it like she goes or especially if she has kids left over for some of that, she would have to have people.
Totally fair.
Yeah. So he's gonna go and put the steady latch, like the lock bar down on the door, and make sure and put heavy something in front of it, and he's going to go towards the back and do much of the same thing, and is going to start going for start like putting stuff up across windows and all of that other stuff, because it's his place, so I imagine that he knows it well enough to at least know where to look at the very least.
Yeah, give me a wits and survival.
That's not a bad pool for Elmo. One.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, you managed to kind of get some things put up against windows and bracing doors, and you're fairly certain it's pretty good. Oh, if you didn't like the 12, you can thank Shadley for that one. Remember all those rolls where the ones came up?
Oh crap.
There's a mechanic in the book called danger level, and all it really equates to is how many show up.
Noted.
Fair.
I'm sorry. I was trying my best to just roll okay.
Hey, the dice want to tell a story. It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mhm.
But I'm going to take some more shots. Like any of the ones that are close, just shooting the closest one possible.
All right. Yeah, you guys kind of blocked them out. Yeah. What are you shooting them through? The window?
Please tell me that you're gonna at least, because we don't need holes in it. Oh crap! I dropped the dice.
I would know when I was like going in. I wanted to shoot a couple before like we closed the bar door.
I'll give you one shot.
Okay. Okay, so that is that's 2. Or no,
Right.
Can't read 3.
Yeah, so you drop one more, but the other 11 keep coming.
Yeah, just barring the door. You're like, okay, we need to get ready. Do you got some tables we can throw in the middle of this place?
I got a big one, but that's usually the surgery table. And he will walk towards the back area of the place where he's got his surgery table set up, because it's close to the back door, which is easiest to where the wagon pulls around and collects dead if he's got us. So he kind of just says, "This is about as big a table as I got."
We're not exactly about to be performing surgery right now, Doc. And she's gonna help push the table.
Yeah, and he will help.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Hey, Zebediah, can you give me a agility and mobility roll?
Oh hell!
I already know what this is. I hate you.
Hey, I rolled, and it came up a 2. So
I mean, it's probably best just targeting me because I'm pretty good at it.
Mhm.
I'm at 2 stress. So
It's better than me trying to roll because we know how well that
There's
works.
no. Okay, I have to push. Because if I don't push,
You get 0.
it's bad.
God.
I shit you not. The
Now
highest thing
who's
I roll,
collecting all the stress?
the highest thing I roll was a 2 on the dice.
I love that.
Ooh.
Oh, that's so much better. 2.
Okay. You're going to take 1 damage to the bruised level as you are kind of shimmying in and putting everything and helping Conrad. One of the bodies sits up, the sheet falling from its face, and it just reaches out and scratches you.
Oh, fine. I'm gonna shoot it in the face. It's like, bitch.
I'm glad he didn't overreact.
Overreact my ass. That's only 1 out of 13 dice. But 1.
1 out of 13.
Man.
I love this for you. So yeah, you haul off and pow, and it just whack. And it just is kind of sitting there, arms outstretched.
I'm gonna shoot again. I'm gonna keep shooting this thing stops moving.
Conrad.
Uh-huh.
So you've kind of buckled this place down. And you see one of the bodies sit up and scratches Ebediah. He takes a shot at it and it just doesn't even really flinch. Like the impact, like kind of knocks it back a little, but it's still sitting there reaching out.
Yeah, nah, he will do his own pistol and try to aim for the head. Because that worked last time. So that is, what is that?
It is a agility and range combat.
Excellent. Yeah, that's 3.
Yeah. What Zebediah started, Conrad kind of finishes.
Man, thank God the Hippocratic Oath didn't exist at this time. Hold on, let me fact check that.
Actually, I think it did.
It does. But when folk
Yeah.
Oh
are
my God,
talking,
it did. What happened to the Hippocratic Oath?
Yeah, I'm gonna look for like. Do
Because
we have like a
being
knife in here?
the ancient Greek nerd that I am,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure it started in ancient Greece. Yeah.
Hippocrates.
Around 400 BCE.
Do we have? There's like a knife or anything in here?
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
I'm
probably
sure Conrad has scalpels.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
he's
gonna
got a
take a scalpel and I'm headshotting every body that is under a tarp, stabbing in the head.
All right.
What
Too
did we
easy.
just talk about?
I ain't talking about shit. I'm doing what I think is right.
I'm surviving this horror movie. That's what I'm doing. We ain't doing that Caucasian shit. Listen, we do the dumb shit in horror movies. I get it.
That's the fun stuff.
fun stuff.
That's concerning.
The fuck.
But
Yeah.
yeah, after I do that, I'm like, all right, we got to be careful. This is crazy.
Let me check your arm. Come here.
They'll show my arm.
It's a
Yeah.
scratch.
He's still gonna, at the very least, like a little bit of ether and wrap something on it so it's no longer bleeding. Which
Thanks, Doc.
ain't no trouble, but
Now, as you guys are pinned in here, you can
Mhm.
now hear the thud, 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 thud of like palms smacking against the walls.
How many other people are still alive?
Hard to tell, but inside this building is 4.
Is that including us or?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's
Oh, okay. Oh no! Wait a minute, because I thought somebody was alive in there, but they're
Yeah.
Yeah. You patched up, or Flora patched up their arm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that
They're
the?
fine.
Oh boy.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, no, okay. And then, so at this point, like Zebediah knew what he did. He is just kind of like one of those. Well, this is a method that works, so let's make sure that this is a thing, and is trying to just like he is maintaining his composure because this is again he's leaning on his talent hard when it comes to seeing all of this and watching like hearing. I imagine that there are screams and the like that he can hear from different townsfolk as stuff started popping off, and now those start to become few and far between as I imagine this goes on.
The screams and the gunshots get fewer and further between, and even further away as people flee.
Mm-hmm.
And soon, if you guys do nothing else, there's just the banging against the walls and windows and the groaning of whatever this is.
Yeah. Zebediah would have been like, we can't stay here. This town is, I think, done for. We need to get some horses, get a carriage. We need to get out of here.
Well, that is the next logical course of action. There, uh, if you can hear that same thumping that I can, which I imagine you do, I don't know how in the world we're gonna get out of here.
I don't know how these things work, but maybe we make some noise in the front, sneak out the back.
We do have two exits for a reason. Miss Zebediah, if we do get out of this room, we gotta make sure we get a sweep of this town. We gotta go make sure that we get as many babies as we can and get out of here.
They're probably already gone.
We have to check first.
Do you want to continue to risk our lives? We've been in here for a little bit. It's either they're gone or they're gone. There's no in between.
This is pressing up against one of Flora May's issues. My babies will always come first. Get them to safety. I'll follow after. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Eh,
she will square her shoulders and like do her best to look Zebediah straight in the eyes and go, absolutely. You better get them damn babies to safety. As many of them as you can find.
That's if we can find any of them.
It don't matter. At least we checked. Have I made myself clear, Mr. Winslow?
You can check. I will get the carts and the horses ready.
I got, and I'm not sure how this is coming up because I see the issues that
Mm-hmm.
our Dr. Conrad has, and I don't know how, like, because you know what it is. You have the sheet, so like I don't know how
Yeah,
if
I gotta find it. Ow. Cat.
you summon my cat. By the way,
Hello.
she's coming to say hello.
It was just do.
I love that one kind of contradicts the other. To press an issue,
Ooh.
she has to have conflict, but she's afraid of conflict.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I see what you're talking about there.
I'm not sure if it's a factor considering that because there isn't if there are people alive he does that have that sort of sense of obligation, but he also
Mm-hmm.
his drive is also in direct conflict to that, so I don't
Yeah, it
know,
is.
so I don't I'm trying to figure out how best to it's just like he sees both sides to this and he is very much caught in the middle, I think,
Mm-hmm.
because he's just like
I think Conrad has a very important decision laid out in front of him, and it depends on which way he leans is going to dictate what kind of person he is at his core.
hmm.
Come on, Dr. Buckley.
Mm.
You aren't gonna
Yay!
follow, spit it
Moral
out.
dilemmas.
Okay, odds or evens?
No, I'm not gonna give
Odds
you
or
the choice.
evens? I'm leaving
I'm
it
not
up to
gonna give you the choice.
God and the dice.
Mm-mm.
God's
And
for
rob
speaking this.
yourself of the opportunity to make a choice to figure out where your character draws the line in the sand.
God's
What?
not here. Leave a message after the beep.
I love that. It just usually makes it easier for the player to
I
not be
know. But
chaotic.
where would be the personal horror if we did that?
It's just like if there are folks here that are still alive, they're gonna need our help regardless. So if we can do one sweep, if we can't find them, we can't find them. If there are people that can be helped, we need to help them. I don't want to die, and I'm not in the business of dying, but I don't think that taking a quick walk around town for any other survivors to fix. Can we agree to that?
As I said before, I will get the cards ready. If you want to do the sweep, that is up to you.
Just don't haul off and leave without us if you can help it. And he will gather up supplies and things like that. Anything and everything that he can carry.
Mm-hmm.
And is gonna say, who is the individual? Like, is it a AFAB, younger,
Female.
older? Okay. Um,
Early to mid 20s.
okay. It's gonna look says you should probably help Zeb get everything gathered up. Meet us on the edge of town, out by insert meeting point here.
Is this the one that was bit?
Yeah.
She's injured. The best place for her to be is to be out of the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, where I can shoot her in peace.
Above table, we know that.
Yeah, both
Right
tables,
hand.
but shoot her in peace. In case I know that.
Fine.
Zebediah just out here like Dr. Kevorkian and everybody.
Right.
Look,
They're not suffering if they're dead.
they're not. If
You're not.
I release their soul.
No,
Jesus.
yeah,
Whoa.
so he's gonna do a quick general perimeter sweep of the town and figure out if there's anybody with Flora May, and is going to do it as quickly as possible, meeting up with Zebediah on like skirt of town to get as many folks as he can.
All
And
right.
all that.
And Flora May's gonna be like darting between the buildings, checking for like common places that kids would try to hide, to keep themselves safe. Things that they would practice for things like tornadoes or like safety shelters. If there was an intruder, what would they do?
Fair.
Yeah,
So we're
before
just,
oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna go down the line with assigning roles out. Zebediah, I was gonna have you do an agility and survival to see how quickly you gather up the things you need to get out of Dodge.
Okay.
Or actually,
there is one
you guys
other
have to
thing.
get. You
Oh,
guys
sorry.
have to get out of this building first.
Yeah, that's what I was getting
It's
into.
true.
So what Zebediah wants to do is, in the front area, just make as much noise as possible, some yelling, some hollering. He's not going to set off his gun because he doesn't want to waste bullets, but he's just making a ton of noise in the front to try to pull as many as he possibly can.
Okay. Yeah, I don't feel like there's a role for that.
And then I want to let them sneak out first because I have a plan. It is going to be loud.
Conrad, and Flora. I need agility and stealth rolls.
I'm not built for this, Mama. I'm not built for this.
Well, that's too damn bad.
That's too damn bad. I've got one though. I got at least one.
Dude.
Okay.
Just one.
What'd you get, Shazi?
Dude!
What the?
Not nothing, huh?
That
Nothing and a push.
That bot hates you.
Hates me. Over blood, I guess.
So, Conrad, you kind of lead the way out. You're pretty good. You slip out. You're fairly dexterous. You have to be with the kind of work that you do. You don't want to be working on somebody and like nick an artery or, cut out an organ on accident. Flora, you're not as agile. Maybe it's your concern for the kids or your haste to get out. But as you go out the back, you stumble into some barrels and just equipment out back of Conrad's place, and it tumbles to the ground. And it is loud.
Thanks for fucking up my plan.
You can make more noise, right? They don't have this conversation. She just goes, and then just takes off.
Hey.
Actually, that might work for my plan. When that busted, what Zebediah is going to do is get into a position where he's a bit of a distance, and if he sees a group of the creatures walking up, he's going to light a dynamite and yeet that bitch.
Is he going out the back door too?
Yeah, he's going out the back door.
All right, agility and stealth.
Yeah. Trying.
Man,
Fairly
that door's getting a lot of use today. What?
I got one.
Well, you're fairly certain you're pretty quiet. You're at least quieter than Flora because on your way out you heard that crash of equipment.
Okay. Then I'm gonna get into position, and if I feel like it's a good time, pull out the dynamite, light it, throw it, and then start moving to get the cart ready.
All right. So you move to go get the cart. You get there, the cart's parked, the horse is not hooked up to it. The horse is tied up to the post to keep it from running off.
I'm gonna detach the horse and start getting to the cart and get everything ready to go.
Wits and survival.
What's the survival at 3 stress. That's
Remember, if
gonna
there's a
be-
1 on your stress, it's bad.
Gotcha.
Boy, howdy. I didn't notice.
Okay. I got 2, and I didn't roll a single one.
All right. Yeah, you seem to get it hooked up fast enough. While this is going on, Conrad, Flora, and we're going to name this woman Emily.
Oh, we sent the woman with Zebediah. I don't know what
did
you're
you?
talking about.
Oh, that's right. Hold on. Thank you.
We got Ebediah, Zebediah, Conrad, and Flora May. Nice.
All right. Well, as she's following you, she is not quiet. She is whimpering and crying. And as you're getting this hooked up, you get it successfully. But just as you're finishing, she is overrun by 3 of these things, and will not be making the journey with you guys.
Oh no!
As she rolled 5 dice. I included 2 for stress, 0 successes, and both of the stress came up as 1s.
Oh.
Well, I'm gonna get on the cart, dynamite, throw, and just start Not leaving the town, but leaving to our meetup point.
Agility and ranged combat as you throw this stick of dynamite.
God, I'm rolling so many dice.
I hope you
Don't
botch
I
this.
know.
I hope
Look-
you botch this.
I rolled 11 dice and got no successes before, so
Watch
it's
it.
possible. 4, 5. Sorry, I'm doing 5, 6, 7,
Part of me really just wants this to go poorly.
8, 9, 10,
Terrible.
11, 12. Okay. Well, guess what, Ryan? It went well. I got 3.
Listen, I wasn't gonna do much. I was just gonna blow up your cart.
Yeah, I knew that.
Like throw the dynamite, and as you're pulling away, it goes off early because the fuse was wrong or something.
Black cats.
This is
Telling you.
yeah. But you get that ready and going.
Wait, sorry, 4. I'm blind.
Oh yeah, you're ninja star. While this is going on, Conrad and Flora going from house to house. Is that our
Yeah.
plan?
Going from house to house, checking or checking meetup points that Flora would have taught them in the event of like oh my mind blanked. Intruders or like natural disasters, stuff like that.
The first couple houses, there's nothing to yield. You get to the third house,
Mhm.
and you see lights on inside, and there are 3 of these things kind of doing that absent-minded slap pounding against the door, and you can hear at least somebody inside crying for help. You're not sure if it's a child or a young teen, but they definitely sound younger than you.
Okay, which means they're definitely someone I watched after. Um, um, she's going to go up and not approach the door, but come up to the house, and she's going to turn back and look at Conrad with those big warm eyes that she always had, but they are piercing with determination, looking at him like, we have to save them. We have to. There's no choice. And she's looping him into it.
He doesn't like he realizes this, but knowing there is 3 and guns are loud and he's only got a finite bit of this, but the misdirection as far as noise goes, that's what he is sort of after. So what he's gonna do is lean in and whisper, hoping to keep his voice low enough for whatever, and is gonna say, how confident are you can get in that house?
Quick scan of the house. What does it look like?
You're
What are the chances?
everyday run-of-the-mill old west style house, like 4 windows, a front door, nothing really special. Probably a
Okay,
loft where the kids sleep.
so the child's probably in the loft.
Hard to tell from without being inside, but when the
I
glass
mean,
isn't exactly clear, it's kind of that old, dirty, fogged up glass.
worst case scenario, there's one door, there's 4 windows. Breaking a window, it's gonna be loud, but if I can get in and extract the kid and run through the door, easy.
Okay. It says, all right, I'm going to run a little bit of inference. Just move as quickly as you possibly can because we've got to make sure that we can get out of here.
Of course, Doc.
And he's going to go off to, like, to. Is there. Oh, look at the babies. There's 2. Oh, you got both of them?
I got both of them.
Oh,
needy.
buddy. You've been claimed as the cat tree. We love that for you. Um. And then but he's gonna go off into the right of this house a little bit and is gonna, because he's done this before, and because I want to live vicariously through my character, he's going to stick 2 fingers in his mouth and let out one of the real loud, sharp whistles,
Okay.
trying to catch their attention and just being like, let's go this way, kind of thing. And is trying to draw attention to the 3 away from the door so Flora can get behind and do it as quickly as possible, and so they can sort of
Oh yeah.
run.
These things absolutely start to follow you.
Yep. He's
You can
he's going to maintain a very healthy close enough distance where they can still hear him, but not so close as to get grabbed.
okay. Can you give me a mobility and agility roll?
Mm-hmm. I got 1.
Okay. Well, you got their attention. You also got some attention from some others that you didn't quite see out of your periphery. And that's a problem as they come up and one catches you off guard and sinks their teeth into your shoulder
Fuck.
as you take 2 levels of damage.
Ah, damn it. All right, hold on. I need to poke at this because I don't know what this actually means.
You are battered,
Ow. That hurt. All right. Cool.
which, if I remember, let me make sure there's nothing that goes in tune with that.
Not the
Yeah, I
doctor.
don't think there's any penalties just yet.
Okay. Cool.
Other than the fact that you were bit.
Listen, Linda. He don't have nothing to worry about. He's fine.
It's fine.
Fine.
Don't worry, I'll send you to God.
But
That's fine.
yeah. Meanwhile, Flora, you watch Conrad kind of herd these things away.
Mhm.
You don't see him get bit.
No. As soon as they're led far away enough, she is going to try to slip in and extract the baby. Extract the
Yeah.
kid.
You get in, and there is a couple kids. One probably about the age of 16. One
Mhm.
maybe 12.
Mhm.
Just crying, both bawling their eyes out.
So 12 and 16, so there were 2 of
Mhm.
them. Okay. She's going to and like immediately kneel to them and be like, "Shh, hi, I'm here. Miss May's got you." And she's going to try to like hustle them to their feet. And to the 12-year-old, they're probably not too terribly big, so she's gonna like sit them on the divot of her hip, and she's going to try to pull the other one, and she's gonna try to lead him out.
All right. Uh, Give me an empathy and manipulation to calm them down.
Why do you do the things that you do to me? Stress is gonna be 2. 2
Hey!
successes! Finally!
You're able to kind of calm them down enough to where they're nice and silent, and you're able to drag one along.
Mhm.
And eventually you can make your way over to wherever you want to take them.
Toward the meeting point with Zebediah, like Dr. Buckley knows where to be. So he knows what she went to go do. So she's just like, I'm not gonna risk going back, being like, "Hey, I got them. Let's go." And like, no, get her kids to safety. That is her. That is her prerogative. My flock comes first.
So, Zebediah, as you're assumingly driving this cart to where you guys kind of plan to meet up, right? Here comes Flora without Conrad, but carrying 2 young kids with her. One teenager getting dragged behind her, and another 12-year-old like on the mom hip.
And she's like trying to run. Like she's trying to drag the kid and just run.
Where's the doctor?
And she's I would imagine she's heavily breathing because like a 12-year-old's gotta carry some weight on them.
I
Like
got a
it,
6-year-old, and that kid ain't light.
yeah, like the 12-year-old double that. Good lord. She's like sitting there like, red distraction. Take them take them up. I'll go get them. And she's like pushing the 16-year-old and like unloading the 12-year-old. And trying to like make her way back to Dr. Buckley.
Zeb, I was like, hold on, I need to check something. As she comes up breathing, he is actually going to lean down and pick her up, throw her in the cart, and like, I'll fucking do it. If I'm not back here in, is there minutes? There's, I'm not back here in 5 minutes. You take off.
Were you about to ask me if there were minutes in the 1800s?
Look, I'm tired, man.
Did they have like candles or some shit? I don't know, man.
And
That's
then
much time of fantasy.
I'm not.
How did they tell
fully-
time before the internet?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's like if I can maybe get a feel for where Conrad is. I'm going to just start making my way back to town, but not into town yet. It's just trying to see if I can catch a look at him.
Yeah, I assume you'd go back the way you saw Flora
Yeah.
come from.
Yeah.
Twitch, you would see Conrad in just a moment as Conrad. You are now in a position where you need to fight off a couple of these things. These people.
Yeah, so he's gonna imagine that the thing that is sort of like in his shoulder, he's going to stick the revolver against the thing's forehead and
Yeah, just go ahead and roll.
56 days. I would like to push. How does that work again?
You add a level of stress, and then you re-roll the dice.
Okay. Like, do I swap it out or just it just adds on, right?
You add on.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Ooh.
I got one. Thank God.
Hey,
No
don't
one
you
on
talk
the
about
scrap.
my husband like that, Bonnie.
I mean, but is Bonnie wrong?
No.
No, so I got one success with that.
Yeah, so point blank, you're able to blast off the one that bit you. Zebediah, this is about when you come around to this. As you see Conrad blast one point blank, like to the forehead, can't miss.
This way, and I'm going to use my talent to suppressing fire.
Yep, there are another 4 of them walking.
Yeah, I'm going to do suppressive fire to shoot 3 of them, and to tell Conrad, don't fight, run.
And Conrad's not fighting no more.
1, 2, 3. I got 3.
Yeah, able to put rounds into 3 of them, slow them down a little bit, but not really stop them.
That's fine. I was just trying to slow them down, and Zeb's running back to the cart.
We're running,
running, moving with a quickness. I don't think, given that adrenaline is a powerful thing, I don't think that, like, because that Conrad is paying attention to the fact that he is been bit. Like, he's just he registers it as a sensation, but it is not. It's not.
As somebody who has been blown up, I approve.
Yep.
So you guys just start booking it back towards the cart. Flora, you see this. You see Zeb hauling ass. Conrad right on his heels. One shoulder just drenched in blood as they come running. And back like a good 20 to 40 feet are 4 of those things just trudging along.
It's then at this point that like uh, the hell is Flora gonna do? She doesn't have a weapon. She doesn't have a weapon.
Sounds
So
like a
like,
her problem, man. Like,
so she's just gonna be like, "Oh my God, Doctor Buckley, what happened?" And she's like gonna try to help them into the cart and take off.
yeah,
Like Conrad's like at that point, I think it starts to hit him, and he's just like gonna grit his teeth and sort
yeah,
of
it
like,
really sets in when you kind of like haul yourself up into the cart and that shooting fiery pain comes down through your shoulder.
yeah, nah, he's going to pull off his belt, make a little thing to shove into his own mouth, and he's gonna start treating his neck.
All right, that's going to be an empathy and medicine. But since you're kind of doing it on yourself, it's going to be at a 2-die penalty.
Okay, so that is one. So instead of his pool of no, a quick question: when you're rolling different pool and you have a stress, you just replace one of the die, or did you add it?
No,
You
Oh,
got it.
stress adds on. So
okay,
it would be 5 plus your stress level.
okay.
It's not like VTM or other World of Darkness.
No, free league. When you get stressed out in these games, you get more dice.
Ah, well, I got one. I got two actually, with a 6 on the stress
Yeah.
die, which is fine.
So you're able to stitch yourself up to where you're not bleeding out.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll take over driving, and I'll look to Flora. Take care of the doctor.
Yeah.
Me?
Meanwhile, he's just like, "Ugh," and is
Oh
just
yeah.
sort of like doing this on himself. Which, first of
Uh,
all, ow, as somebody who's,
I feel like at some
Ooh.
point, Flora would give the control, like would give the carriage over to
Yeah, I took
Zebediah.
control and told you to take care of the doctor.
Yeah, and she would be like,
Yeah.
"Dr. Buckley, sit down. Let me take care of you." And she would take over from him and like she would give him something to bite onto if it was
He already
uh
has his belt in his mouth.
oh, okay, then yeah, at that point she would take over like stitching him up and just treating him, and she would just be really concerned and like doting over him like a mother hen.
And
Zebediah, can you give me I guess I'm gonna call it an agility and mobility? Because there really isn't a drive check here.
Understandable. Yeah, that's
That
yeah.
makes the
There's
most sense to me.
yeah. Looking at it, there's nothing else that I think would make sense.
Right? Like even in The Walking Dead, like they had horses and they fixed up cars. Like,
Yeah, because
where's my rider drive skill, man?
yes, I
yeah,
think to repair like a car, I think that would be like tech or something. So
Yeah.
So you said it was
Mobility?
Agility and
mobility
mobility.
and
Yeah.
mobility.
That's the
MS3.
closest thing I can kind of come up with.
Yeah. Okay, I have to push.
Okay, add a level of stress.
uh, so
Very
just so
sensitive.
everyone knows, I'm re-rolling this, so it doesn't count. I rolled 3 1s on my stress dice.
Wait, you
And
can
they're
reroll
gone.
stress
Oh
die?
my god.
You reroll everything basically.
Yeah, I rolled
It does
everything.
not let you do that on the
Yeah, I don't know why. The bot is weird.
Boo, I hate that.
I think you're supposed to keep the ones, but that's fine. We'll keep the ones in a way that makes sense to me. So as you are kind of hauling ass, I assume, to whichever direction gets you the hell out of town, you make a turn down the main road, and there is just a horde of these things, to where the horse rears up and you almost tip the cart, but you're able to get them back down and put one of those wheels back on the ground, and nobody gets tossed out.
Okay.
Accidentally sinks the needle in way too deep.
Oh.
Oh,
Ooh.
And so it doesn't look like there's a possible way to leave the town at the moment.
You could drive through this, or you could turn around and find another way.
Well, I have a whole bunch of these. Dynamite.
Oh,
Agility and range combat.
kaboom! It's a big earth-shattering kaboom.
Big bada boom.
Big bada
So that
boom.
would be dynamite. It's +2 bonus or +2
okay,
damage.
Rico.
Sorry,
Whoa, no. That's Lilu Dallas. You put some respect on her name.
Kaboom. Yes, Rico. Kaboom.
Multipass.
and 2 more.
Listen, the dynamite fixes most, if not all, of your problems in the Wild West. Let's be so for real.
Listen, I was in the
That-
army for 14 years, and I found all kinds of solutions where I could just use explosives to fix my problems.
I mean, that or I won't have a problem for very long, anyways.
4, and no one's on my panic
Oh
dice.
yeah, you are absolutely able to just chuck a couple of these, and they go off, and there's a path that you could get through this easy.
Going.
We're leaving. So the 5 of you head off to the east, off into the valleys, into the wilderness, safe, having managed to escape Deadwood, North Dakota. And days later, the town would experience a huge fire, burning it to the ground, and would be rebuilt one day. Bigger, better, and this would never be talked about again. But over the days, you all kind of keep to the wilderness, keeping away from this town. The camera kind of pans over all of you, exhausted, covered in blood and dirt. You finally get to a point to where you can rest and recover. And for a while, things seem normal. And then the camera pans in, goes over Zebediah just leaning asleep at the driver's seat. Flora curled up with both of the kids. Conrad curled up in the back, holding his shoulder. His eyes slowly open to reveal that sickly, mucosal yellow. And that's where we end.
Oh, how dare you! Oh, you hit me in my fifis. How dare you!
You should know me by now. That's what I do best.
I know, and I hate it.
No, you don't, or else you wouldn't keep coming back.
I mean, shush you. We're not going to talk about my glutton for punishment.
It's fine.
I fully intended on Flora dying.
Listen, sometimes it's the one you don't expect.
Yeah.
The one with the drive of don't not wanting to die, and he dies anyway.
I'm not in the business of dying.
But
Look,
that has
I'm the
been
one that decided to go help people.
that has been a Wild West one shot using the Walking Dead universe game from Free League Publishing. I love doing this stuff. We do it all the time here over on the Dark Domain, but I could not do what I do without amazing people coming and playing these games with me. I like to showcase them so you guys can get to know who they are and where to find them. And all of them are content creators. Go follow them when they give you the socials and stuff. All right, do the things. Hit the button. We're gonna start with Zebediah though.
Hello, I was playing Zebediah. I am Techomonk. You can find me on TikTok. I don't really post anymore, but maybe one day I'll get back to it.
Hi, I am Wolfgar, Reaper Wolfgar on any and everywhere that you need to find me. Yeah, I make a little bit of content here and there. I'm on a few different streams and stuff. Right now I'm on a little bit of a hiatus, but that's okay. I'll come back when the spoons get there. Don't you worry. But yeah. And then
Hi, I played Flora May, the teacher preacher for the Walking Deadwood one shot, and In real life, my name is Shazi. I go by my title is Brat Khalifa on a lot of different social medias. If I'm on that social media, it's gonna be at brat.khalifa. I do have a few projects in the works that were put on hold because I just moved. But I mainly specialize in Vampire the Masquerade content. But we are actually starting to move over to more lighthearted content. Read a different type of horror content. So be sure to check that out on TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, so on and so forth. And I'll catch you there.
And I'm Ryan. I go by Darth Caustic on all socials. If you can't find me there, I'm not there. Plain and simple. I created the Dark Domain and lured all these people in here with me. But we have some lovely supporting channels like Shattered Tabletop and Maestria Nord, and this channel would not be where it is today without their help. We do have some things coming up in the works. Sunday, we are actually doing a like watch along party for Titan Takedown from Dimension 20, but it is only happening on our Discord server. So you have to come and join that to be a part of it. Sit down and watch Brennan Mulligan tell a D&D story starring some professional wrestlers, which is going to be hilarious for me. Monday, go over to Shattered Tabletop Gaming for their Cyberpunk game. I'll be part of that. Wednesday, Maestria Nord will be having another episode of Veils of Blood. It is a Vampire the Masquerade game set in the 1880s, around the time of Jack the Ripper, where myself and some other friends get to play vampires as Mami Kalik leads us through their story. Uh, Thursday, we'll be having a game offline on Dark Domain. It will not be streamed. It's just going to be held on our server. And then next Friday, I will be doing this right here over on Slices and Dices, telling a Vampire the Masquerade story for them. And I have a fun little concept. But if you want to know the secret that I wrote for them, you have to come watch. Because I'm not just going to give that stuff away for free. But yeah, this has been fun. We have all kinds of games coming up in the works. We're trying to get stuff scheduled for May. Come hang out, tell spooky stories, and at least once a month we tell like a fun little one shot that's just dumb, fun. What was it? Last week we told Adventure Skeletons, and now it's just goofy as hell. Next month we'll be playing Sexy Battle Wizards. I haven't put the post up for that yet, but we'll get 4 or 5 people in there just being horny wizards apparently, because that's what we do around here.
I need to sign up for that. I missed the last one.
It was fun.
Yeah, I haven't scheduled it yet. And I got a couple other things that I'm going to be reposting. We have our monthly Supernatural game that's told West March style. So we rotate our cast through. That's every first Saturday of the month. I have a blast with that. I love that system. But yeah, come check us out. Come hang out. Sometimes we're just hanging out in the voice channels on Discord, shooting the shit. That's what we do.
That is what we do.
But yeah, as we say here, you are appreciated, you are loved, you are valued, and you are allowed to take up space. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.